PTG Hyper G with lucky sixes of the Proxy Table Gaming.
Hi ho, Proxy Table Gaming.
Yes.
Anywhere you go, we'll game with you.
Well, preferably somewhere near us.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
there's an asterisk on that saying only within 10 miles.
10 miles. Okay, we're not even within 10 miles of each other, are we?
Or my club, actually. I've gone there, so.
Your club now. It's not the club, it's your club.
It's the club. It's the
Well,
club.
Fortunately, you did travel to me for this battle.
I know. I wasn't happy.
It is the...
Kicked up such a fuss.
Yeah.
Billed you for the extra mileage over 10.
I know, exactly. It's as you should have done.
Yes.
And yeah, it was inadvertently doing the round robin that me and Jack have had.
And we didn't even think this at the time, did we?
No. In fact, I only really thought of it when we recorded the last battle with you and Jack. So, yeah. So it is your Warriors versus my Saurian Ancients.
Yeah, so we both played Jack with pretty much the same list. I don't think you made any changes.
Yeah. No, I didn't make any changes at all.
And I never make changes.
Although there are a couple of tweaks, actually, in your list.
But we should say before we carry on as well that Jack is looking, part of this triangle, is looking for a partner or two on his podcast that he does, the Thundercocks. Basically, he's the last Thundercock standing from that regard and wants to start up again properly. Rather than doing intermittent things, and want some regular partners. So if you are interested in being on a Ninth Age podcast and have an opinion to share, whether it be right or controversial, let us know in the comments and we can pass your details on to him. He's Gelmarus on the forum as well. Definitely butchered how you say that as well. Gelmarus, Gelmarus. So however you say that.
It's Jack.
It's Jack. Just Jack.
But back to us. We got business to do.
Yeah, man.
Me and you.
Yeah, screw him.
Counter-thrust and King of the Hill.
Counter-thrust, King of the Hill with our armies. Yeah.
I can't even begin to say how many times you have to remind me the rules for King of the Hill during the battle.
It's not the most fun, is it? As an
object
out of all of them. The others I can see
all.
Sort of different things for, but this is.
Yeah.
But yes.
And technically, this list that you did with Warriors is actually probably not the list you'd take to tech.
Ever so slightly. So I would minus a warrior and get Battle Infusion on my Chosen Lord. That's about it.
Yeah. And the paired weapons on the Sorcerer. Yeah. But it is essentially the same list. But, fortunately, I wasn't rocking anything that could flaming your Chosen Lord, really.
Yeah.
So
I guess you're alchemy, aren't you?
Yes.
So I guess that would have helped for that.
Yes, if he'd not been in the unit, maybe. But yeah, exactly. He's pretty protected anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And my list hasn't changed at all. It is exactly the same. So we may as well get cracking, really.
Yep. Still rocking the 3 lots of 15 warriors.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Definitely feel more comfortable with it, and I think that's important going into a tournament.
Yeah.
Like you said with your warriors, you need to be able to play your list relatively quickly, and if I'm more comfortable with the list, I've got to play it quicker.
Yeah, man.
Cool. So we are back in the garage, and this is deployment and Vanguard. In fact, the Ramphadons have already vanguarded. So in terms of King of the Hill, let's talk about that. What did I I'm even going to get the term wrong.
The forest on the
It's the
top.
forest.
Yeah, for
is
sure.
The one I'm trying to get.
Yeah, and
Or
so
am I trying to defend that one? I
think you're defending the one in the centre.
Okay.
Which was a forest
ruins.
and now a ruins because of Wasteland Torch, which I'm always happy when that makes some sort of more of an impact than it's that forest. We'll never mention it again.
Absolutely.
And the one
it took me ages to take the trees off of it.
Yeah.
Because I kept on thinking you were saying take the trees off so it's easier to move your Taurus or
sure. Yeah.
But I thought that was why you were saying it, but you weren't. You were saying it because it's not a forest anymore.
Yeah. And the one I'm defending and you're attacking is the forest at the top.
Yeah, exactly. So we got the one unit of Saurian warriors on the left-hand side, another unit of Saurian warriors behind the salamander. It was counter thrust, so I think the salamander went out quite early doors.
So it's 1, 2, 3, isn't it?
back.
And then you
I
dropped.
dropped for first. I did. Which is nothing to do with you. It's just chameleons.
Sure it isn't.
That's the way I'm going to be doing it. So, and also Ramphadons, you gave me the opportunity to get round your flank.
I gave you a massive flank, so yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, going back to deployment, you got the 10th Guard bang in the middle because they are the gods of the list, apparently. Taurosaur, Stygiosaur, and final unit of Saurian warriors on the right-hand side. Behind the Ramphadons, 2 units of chameleons. The Salamander at bottom right was actually the first unit dropped in the deployment. But yeah, you just ignored him, and that's fine by him. Your deployment?
Yeah, in the centre, Fallen with the Chosen behind them. That's I think that's going to be a regular, just to stop shooting and stuff.
Yep.
Then Warriors with my Sorcerer and Lord. Dogs next to them. Chosen Chariot on the hill, but that won't really come into play. Chosen Knights and then Herald right on the flank. Again, because I got to go second, I sort of thought that those 3 units, or even just the Herald and the Chosen Knights, could probably take the Saurian Warriors. So I'm banking on that, basically. And then the Chosen Chariot. I'm always tempted to put him more central, just so that he takes less time to get in. Because he's only movement 6, so compared to the rest of my army, he's really, really slow. So yeah, but otherwise he'll just come into play at some point, and then front and centre Warriors and Chosen really to take on the big block.
I would have liked to have had my chameleon shooting at your Herald to blink wounds here and there, but there just wasn't the room, and they would have died to the Chosen Knights. You know, it would have been it would just been a waste. They're not really going to do a lot anyway in this battle, other than maybe kill a Chosen or 2 and chaff, but there just wasn't the room on the other side.
I should say my my Exalted Herald chose the same thing he did in the last battle, so I think it's Emissary of Chaos to be +1 strength, +1 AP, and Divine. More for this +1 strength and AP because you'll res 4 all round. And then the hard target and regain wounds in combat. Potentially, that was one, and I said this to you, I don't know whether at the start or the end, about potentially because I know that all your shooting is over this side and I've put them over the other side. That was a wasted option.
You didn't need hard target, definitely. Yeah.
I do like Smite, I must admit, as a spell, but that in terms of optimizing, I could have chosen something else and protected him with deployment, which I sort of did in terms of shooting. So there's an argument for that, but I quite like the setup of hard target.
You kind of deployed him opposite 2 core units, which he can handle, or mostly. So yeah.
And the regain wound is just mental, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. My Toad Rage was on the Fallen and the Chosen Chariots, which might be considered 2 of your weaker units. I mean, I could have put it on the dogs, but I thought that the dogs are going to die to something anyway. So yeah, there's that. You will, however, actually just quickly going back to this picture, notice a slight error with my vanguarding, which comes into it almost straight away. This is where I've moved my Rapidons. And hey, I'm a genius. I found my frenzy check. Forget about getting around the flank, because obviously I'm
going in
BSB range or General's range. So, I mean, that 6.
I mean, the BSB was probably the one you wanted because General wouldn't have done anything there.
No, exactly, yeah. But going to go into the Fallen and get that Toad Rage out the way, really.
Yep.
It's not ideal because I would have preferred to be round the flank and choosing a better scenario. So, oh well. Chameleons come up. They don't care about the water, obviously. And we'll start shooting Chosen. And the Salamander moves up as well. He can't shoot this turn, but he will get in range eventually. And in the middle, I imagine I've got a better picture of it. Sort of. The Taurosaur and the Stygiosaur move up. Not terribly defensively. It is. I think I left you a 12 with your warriors.
Yeah, you leave me max charges.
But I mean, not impossible. But yeah, it's not not terribly appealing. And Temple Guard similarly move up. You were well aware, having already obviously recorded the battle against Jack, that I was in an aggressive Temple Guard mood. So you probably weren't surprised that I was moving forward and coming towards you. Salamander moves up. Again, can't shoot. This Saurian warrior unit, I think, just wheeled a little bit towards the flank, bearing in mind that this Saurian unit is going to be probably facing your chosen Knights and Exalted Herald very soon. In Magic, you dispelled Healing Waters and Corruption of Tin. I don't know who I was targeting. Probably the Chosen with Corruption of Tin, I would have thought, because I had my chameleons shooting at them. Did get Quicksilver Lash through and did 2 wounds on your chariot, which is pretty good. I was happy with that. And Alchemical Fire did go off on the warriors, won't matter, via the Quicksilver Lash. And Spark of Creation kills a warrior, which, I don't think I rolled badly for the hits. It was just wounding an armor, really. Just halves and halves, doesn't it? And there is another picture of the magic spells. The Healing Waters was dispelled on the Raptidons because I wanted to give them half a chance of surviving something. But Chameleons kill 1 Chosen, which is actually pretty good going, doing 2 wounds. I am AP 0, so. And the Fallen die. So part 1 of the Rampadon failed frenzy charge
master plan
is successful. Exactly. I mean, Fallen are worth 150 points. Rampadons are 338. So
so far so good.
So far so good. I'm now into Chosen, who did not have a toad rate on them. That's because Rampadons are not meant to fight Chosen. I mean, I have agility 5 on the charge. That's good, right?
Very good,
yeah. In your turn?
Yeah, I just move up. Don't move up overly aggressive because of the Temple Guard, basically. I don't want to give them an easy out with my Chosen Knights. So the Chosen Knights and the Chariot stay back somewhat, but the Herald... Again, they're both in the front, so there's no combat res from that point of view. So I'm just banking on him being too tough for those units. Again, we'll see if it is or not, but that's my thought process there. And otherwise just sort of coming around the flank a bit. But the warriors in the middle, I'm ready for a fight. I really want to see that fight. I know I'm going first, barring spells, whatever. And my thought process is if I can get some buffs on them, then it'll either deter you or swing things in my favour. So,
yeah, definitely. I might have targeted the Chosen Knights with the Quicksilver Lash because those 2 wounds are on there. I'm not sure.
Does seem so, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
The dogs come up to chaff both monsters, which I'm pleased that they can. But basically to mean that it's mano a mano in the Warriors v Temple Guard fight.
You mean you're not scared of the Salamander? How rude.
I know.
And there it is over there. Yep.
And Chosen obviously held up, so leaving the Chosen behind.
Pretty much out of the game, you would say. After that genius early turn move.
It was genius.
Apparently I took lots of pictures of this. I see your Chosen Lord is on the other side. I know he's on the same side as his unit as he was before, but on the left side of your warrior unit, Chosen Lord.
I clearly like that better.
Yeah. Smites and Guiding Light.
Yeah. Not going to make too much of a difference if you get resilience, but it's if you get the strength. So I did it as a spell basically to get Guiding Light off. Otherwise, I would have done it on the higher one, but it was just had some dice to get it on that. Yeah,
and I was not planning on charging you, so I let it off.
Yeah.
Rod of Battle, you did get that off, and that one you got that off, and then that sort of made you think I'm not going to charge you.
Yeah, I think I did it early, I think, and it went off. Yeah, so I thought, carry on.
I will. Oh, the Ramphadon's lost. How did that happen?
Yeah,
man, dice are fickle.
Unlucky.
Didn't even attack.
Unlucky.
Actually. Yeah,
but yeah, and
five not good enough.
I turned just to face because I can't overrun anyway, so I might as well make you move.
Yeah. I suppose if you'd have thought about it, Chosen, then you would have left one wound left on a Ramphadon, and then you could have overrun, chased him down. But
too efficient.
Just exactly.
I'm pretty sure I did it with the front rank as well.
Probably the front two models.
Yeah.
So in my turn 2, I charge the dogs with the Stygisaur, hoping to Terra check you off actually. But you were discipline 8 rerollable.
Yeah,
Not
rerollable. So it was within.
Oh
general.
no, discipline 9, not
yes.
rerollable.
Yeah.
But you passed it, so that meant that pretty much meant I wasn't going to charge with my Taurosaur and Temple Guard. Because if the dogs are out of the way via Terra, then I can actually consider getting the Taurosaur into the Warriors. So. And I backed up with the flank charge on the dogs. Probably don't need it, but I just don't need the Stygisaur fluffing his attacks and not killing the dogs, really.
Sure.
And the smaller unit chameleons move to chaff the Chosen, of course.
Yep.
Keep them in the backfield. Yeah, there you go. Excuse me. The Salamander couldn't get into the flank of your Chosen, but is in the front to shoot. Over here, I moved the Salamander to double chaff your Chosen Knights and the Chariot, and also get a shot on the Warriors. Obviously, my Salamanders were feeling good from their previous destruction of dwarfs in the flank shooting.
Yeah.
So, hoping to do that again, really. I don't expect quite as much again, but yeah. I moved the leftmost unit of Saurian Warriors backwards, so that if you charge the Exalted Herald into them, I can counter-charge in the flank with the other one. Best I could do in that situation, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I got this time. I did get Quicksilver Lash off on your Chariots. Got 3 wounds on that. Delighted with that. And that meant Alchemical Fire on the Warriors. Obviously, I haven't got anything in combat with them, so it won't really matter too much. I got Word of Iron, the boosted one, off on my Temple Guard, which I hoped would discourage you from charging me now. And killed the dogs, of course. No worries about that. I don't think we rolled that, actually, did we? With the Warriors in?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we might have rolled it because...
Or maybe you did your attacks and then we removed them or something like that.
Because I was first, technically, or something.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know.
So this is the reform as to how I moved the Warriors, making sure the Saurian Warriors were out of line of sight of your Warriors. But you can still see the Stygisaur, of course. Yeah, back to you.
Charge the chaff.
Yeah, it looks like the shooting did 1 wound on the Chosen. Or 3 wounds, actually.
Yeah,
You've
potentially
lost,
3.
Yeah. Yep, so Chameleon's going to die.
And I charged the Stygisaur, which you flee.
Which was always the plan.
I think I redirect. Do I? I can't remember. No, I don't. We measure it. No. I remember, actually. We measure it out. And I if I get a 6, it's very close to being in my flank because of the wheel. Yeah. But basically, if I get 6, I might catch you because you only roll like 3.
Yeah, I didn't roll very far.
I think it's an 11.
9 to complete.
Oh, okay. Something like that then. So I'm...
We'll call it a 10.
Call it a 10. Split the difference. But yeah, so I look at it for a second and I'm like, well, the worst case scenario is I get a 6 or a 5 and it could be in the flank. We measured it and it was very close. But if I get that, I'm probably going to be in your stitch. So I'm like, well, I'll just go over that, thinking that if I don't, I'm in your front with everything. So happy days. And if I do, I get your stitch.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I choose not to redirect.
Yep, absolutely. We will get a picture of where you ended up.
Chariot goes in.
Catch the stitch.
Yeah, I am finding a lot of people target the chariot quite a bit early doors before it can get there. So just happy that it does anything really.
I guess it's because you only got 5 units, so it seems like
get
rid of a unit.
And it is a big unit to get rid of because it's still 2 chosen, so it's still 6 attacks plus the impact hits and things, and it's res 5, so it is decent. So it's within reason, and it means that other things don't get targeted. So
absolutely, it takes up some wounds.
The herald goes in because I backed myself early doors, so carry on with the backing.
Yeah, too right. They will be dying. He will be dying. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah,
we will. Because I mean, obviously, your herald has gone into dwarf marksman and then been flank charged and died very recently.
Yeah, so we will see.
Here is your wheel from your warriors failing their charge.
And I just moved over the Chosen Knights. Again, I did want to be more aggressive with them, but I couldn't get out of the flank of the Temple Guard, and I didn't want to give the Temple Guard an out. I wanted them to go full on into the middle, so it is what it is, really. So I have to hang back with them slightly for the time being. But they're protecting the objective as well, so...
Yeah. If the Temple Guard had any sniff of a charge on the Chosen Knights, I would have gone that way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Get the higher Word of Iron off on these guys early doors, and at that point I'm like, because I get this first, and you let it off, so I'm like, okay, well, you're probably not going to go in there, so I look for magic elsewhere. Yeah,
I'm only OP 2, and it's puts you on 12 armor save, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
get Wrath of God off as my other spell in this game, just behind them, and get Guiding Light. On hindsight, they were always going to charge, so this might not be the best idea, but yeah.
I was surprised you put it there, actually. Yeah. Chameleons die, of course.
Yep.
Salamander dies, of course. That's handy. And yeah, you did 3 wounds to my Saurian warriors, which is all right.
So I got 3 in a charge, and you've got a rank, so you're steadfast, basically.
Yes, exactly, and I do hold. I think I blinked 1 wound, actually, which you then obviously recover straight away.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I feel happier, not because the Wrath of God's off, but because of Guiding Light, actually. Because being supernal. What did we work out? If you charge, you've got a charge, a flank, a big flank, and a rank, because I'll probably do 1 wound. So you're up by 4. So I'm like, well, even if you win by 4, it comes down to things. Even if you win by 4 with Guiding Light, that makes it a little bit easier to hack because of supernal. So
yeah. I mean, if we'd have done the numbers before we got involved in these combats, I might have done more to prevent them happening.
Sure.
But when you run the numbers like that, it does make it look like the Saurian warriors were probably up against it long term. Yeah. And here we go into my turn 3. I decided to go for it, which was a little bit counterproductive because I did let Word of Iron boosted go off on the warriors. So
I was surprised by this.
Strange move, considering. What I also underarmed about was whether or not to get these Saurian warriors in as well. I put them in because I wanted the Chosen Lord not to kill Temple Guard, basically.
Yeah.
I knew that the Chosen Lord could get so much combat res on his own that I wanted as many Temple Guard to survive as possible, was my thinking there.
Yeah.
Charged the Taurosaurian as well. The issue with the dogs and that combat meant I couldn't actually get that close with the Taurosaur, so it's quite a long charge, which is unfortunate, because obviously the Taurosaur was very important in winning the combat against the Kingsguard in the previous battle.
I think it's taken a wound to Dangerous Terrain as well.
Yes, it had, yeah, definitely. And I make this charge into the flank as well. I think by now we have done the numbers, but I figure probably... I think the charge on the Chosen Knights would have been any more appealing.
No, I think that might have been why I put the thing there in, to make you think that if you hang around you get hit by that. Yeah. Maybe. I'm trying to justify why I put that there, really, but I think then you go, well, you've got to get away from it. So
yeah, and also you're encouraging my Temple Guard to charge after knowing you've got Word of Iron.
Sure,
Because if my Temple Guard don't charge, then they'll get hit with it. And I make the combat with both. Make the charge with both. Taurosaur does not.
Yeah, he needed like really 11 or something anyway. So.
Exactly, yeah, and didn't get anywhere at all.
Yeah.
So, wow. One concern I do have as well is the fact that you've got Alchemical Fire on my Temple Guard, and Waste and Torch is a problem. Because it gives you flaming attacks in the first turn of combat. Ouchie.
Who knew?
Yeah, that's not great. I think I knew about it going into this though. I'm not using that as an excuse.
No, but it's just a good item. I was aware. Yeah, good
but
item.
It is. I think Waste and Torch is. Yeah.
I like
Tony
it.
used it in his battle against me as well. So
I've used it for a long time now. Well, I really like it.
You are the original gangster.
Oh yeah, trendsetter.
Yeah. You're right. These guys get in as well, so we'll see whether the numbers work out. either way, Chosen Knights potentially could charge in the flank, so I'm not expecting much there.
Yeah.
Over here, next unit of chameleons chaffs the Chosen because they can.
They'll get their points eventually just by eating chaff.
They will. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they must have been. I would have done. I think all 4 units combined, Ramphadons, chameleons, and Salamander, are probably worth half of the Chosen. No, probably about right.
860, I think I am. So, well, you 200 for this big
350,
unit.
200, 250, 165. It's probably nearly the Chosen points. Okay. Spells wise, I get Glory of Gold on my Temple Guard to give them an extra AP, which is brilliant. So I'm AP 3 once I pop the Rending Banner. You demolished Word of Iron so that I didn't have a 2-up armor save.
I don't want
a 1-up armor save, in fact.
Because I'm not the most AP either. So out of all the spells, that's the one I have to put into.
Yeah. And I did Corruption of Tin on you as well, which basically means you've got no armor save now in this combat. So it is all about just killing you. The other issue I had, which in playing Temple Guard aggressively, my idea is I've got 3 defensive spells when the opponent attacks first. That is Healing Waters, Word of Iron, and the Shaman one.
Plus 1 strength and toughness, or toughness.
Yeah, toughness, basically. That's my defensive options. The issue is that Waste and Torch again, Healing Waters is no good to me.
Yeah.
Having a Fortitude save won't help. So I've only got the 2 defensive spells. So, I ended up... And also the Stygiasaur isn't as good at casting. So I needed Alchemical Fire off. I needed Glory of Gold. So I had to go offensively instead of defensively.
Yeah, and
you really worries me.
I think I remember as well, you going quite risky on the dice. So you like 2 dice in both of these because you needed 6.
I did, yeah.
So you should kind of do it. But I was like, I remember going, whoa. You're only using 2 dice to do that.
Exactly.
But it came off.
So. I needed a 6 on 2 dice. But that's Grasp with the Immortal on the Quattle. That gives you the really option. I even tried to 1 dice Quicksilver Lash on your chariot to finish the magic phase, and that didn't quite work. But may as well try it. So I am concerned that I haven't got any defensive spells on my Temple Guard, and you are attacking first. That is a big concern. Wrath of God, don't worry about it. Double 1.
Couldn't have been less important. Although, like I said, the Guiding Light is a good thing. So, but yes, gutted.
I'd like to say it was what caused me to charge with the Temple Guard, but no. Shooting, Pinky. I killed 4 Chosen, so that's like 900
wounds.
Chosen. So keep going. The combat-wise, your Herald actually does more killing this time around.
I do 5 and you do 1.
But again, I lose combat. I think I lose still because that wound. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I think my combat res was 4 up.
Sure.
And then you. No, actually, maybe we drew.
I think we drew.
I don't know.
Personally.
Either way.
Which meant we stuck around, which is.
You're fine with drawing.
I can grind that really well, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to get the flank charge.
It's surprising. I think you could say it's surprising I didn't get so many wounds off on me, because you're strength 4, AP 1, 2,
2,
and so I'm only res 5 to this. So there is I guess you got a decent amount of attacks at me. So there is.
Absolutely. I think I do recall I didn't roll massively well.
Yeah.
But so I wasn't really forcing many Aegis saves.
No,
basically.
No.
It wasn't one where I was like, P6 has just passed all his Aegis saves. It wasn't that. Because you didn't have to pass me.
No, that's what I remember.
Yeah, it was definitely on my dice, not yours, that one. Combat-wise, not really the carnage either of us really expected. You attacked first. Chosen Lord did do solo carnage, as you would expect.
Yeah, I genuinely think that was just him as well. I didn't pop my auto spikes. I'm waiting for the Taurosaurs basically, and I think he only has 6 attacks. So maybe the Wardeers did a few actually. I'm not sure, but
maybe.
But yeah, the 3-on-3 Warriors versus Temple Guard is the Warriors versus Temple Guard. which I think is hilarious, really. But
yeah. I mean, obviously, I decided to negate the Chosen Lord, so he had to attack the Saurian warriors. That did mean I lost out a few Temple Guard attacks. So potentially I could have done more in that regards. But any less Saurian warriors in the combat means your Chosen Lord could choose to target the Temple Guard.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what I didn't want him to do. So there's that. Over here, that's just the same picture, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
no one else has died.
Yeah.
Over to your turn 3.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of leave the Herald to it because I'm pretty sure if I can do 3 or 4 wounds every turn, I at least hold and draw. So I'm like, I think he's got it. So I back him. I keep backing him, and put everything else into the Temple Guard, really.
I was gutted that I couldn't manoeuvre this, or didn't try hard enough to manoeuvre the Temple Guard so your Chosen Knights were not in my flank.
Yeah.
I guess
the only
could have done that.
You would have gone wider, but you're stubborn, I guess. So it wouldn't have been. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, realistically, I should have gone wider. I might have actually. No, I was going to say I might have failed my reform test, but I don't think it was even on my mind to go wider. And I should have done, because getting the Chosen Knights in the flank is a big problem.
Yeah.
Take 3 of the Chaff Galarian, of course. And there you go. You didn't disappoint with the Chosen Knights into the flank.
I think they. Yeah, that was it. I passed all my DTs. If anybody's wondering as well, it was.
You did.
It was like they wanted it.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Over here, did you get Guiding Light off again?
I think I've got Alert and Smite, I want to say, but
I think so as well. We'll find out. There you go. No.
So Glory, Gold, and Rod of Battle go on. I put everything on the Chosen Knights because they're the ones that are going to be.
They're going to eat through those Temple Guards.
And I can get Alchemy. They're just higher strength and stuff. So I'll put the what's it called, attribute on the Temple Guard as well. Happy days. You stopped Word of Iron again on my warriors.
I did. This time. Yeah. Yeah, but I know it's not great for the Temple Guard. In the combat, the
7 out of 7
just gets better.
Yeah. 7 out of 7.
Yeah.
You do a wound, but I will get that back at the end, so it's one of them.
Yeah, clearly we did draw last time because you didn't recover wounds.
Yeah.
I definitely don't remember doing 2 wounds in one combat, put it that way.
Yeah, I think you hold as well with.
Yes.
You're steadfast with 1 unit, but the one in the flank, I think you hold.
Yes, they hung around. Yep, you're just enjoying yourselves with your Chosen, of course.
It's just less sightseeing, I think.
Yeah,
like a safari, right?
Yeah, and this is the consequence of letting Chosen Knights in your flank. Oh man, Temple Guard, who?
All my days.
I mean, that's a real example of what happens when Temple Guard don't attack first and they're in the flank. I mean, you're never going to win that. Say what you like about Temple Guard, that's just not winnable.
Impact hits. What's it? 6 chosen technically from all the units. Then the Chosen Knights themselves. It was just carnage.
Yeah. And I mean, the Chosen Lord just decided to take a bit of a break and only kill 3 Saurian warriors as well. So.
Right.
Yeah, so Quattle's in the front line now, boys. I mean, I am still bodyguard, so I do hold, which is something. But my Saurian warriors run, of course, as you would expect them to.
It was
and you can't pursue them, which I guess is a bonus.
I can't.
But it does mean that they stop directly in front of the Stygisaur. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, it probably doesn't matter too much. Taurusaur, however, thinks, well, it's gone Pete Tong in every direction pretty much, so may as well do what you're supposed to do and charge into something. So I do. I do make it into the Chosen Knights. I take another DT on the way in, but just what happens. And Stygisaur moves around the flank of the Chosen to become the next. Well,
what happened to the chaff? I was like, no chaffing.
Chaff?
You're not chaffing my Chosen now.
Oh, no. I chose not to chaff with the Salamander because, I figured I'd given you enough points.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, and I wasn't too concerned with the Chosen charging the flank of the Temple Guard because I figure if they're there to charge, then you've probably done very badly with your warriors. My Saurian warriors do actually rally, which is something, and they're in the ruins. I was going to say in the forest, but no, it's ruins. I get Gloria Gold off on the Torosaur, which is cool because it's the last magic phase for the Quattle.
And healing waters and
healing
regain
waters
a wound.
on what remains of the Temple Guard to regain a wound on the Torosaur. Yep. You kill off the flanking unit, which is funny because they came in last.
Yeah, I split my attacks actually. I think I do 4 and 2, and then end up stomping the big unit as well. So yeah, I mean 5 out of 7 is pretty good. I know it's 2s and 2s, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's the 4th combat that we've had with this situation, and the worst the Exalted Herald did was 2 wounds in the first combat. Was it 3?
I think it was 3. It was at least 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's done at least 3 in every combat. So and that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's tearing it up.
Well, I guess that's because that's benefited because you've chosen the strength 6 bone.
Absolutely, and the extra AP as well. So it means you've got no armor, which is mad. Really.
Oh yeah.
Quite tough and stuff. So yeah. It's meaning I'm 2s and 2s, and you're got no armor. So I think I should do 4 or 5 wounds every turn, but
yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Breath weapon, toxic breath weapon kills another.
Which I've got an Aegis to.
You have got an Aegis to that, but I still killed one. I'll take it.
Yeah, the biggest, the nichest Aegis in the game.
Yeah. And Torosaur, look at him go.
Holy!
Smooshes the Chosen Knights in revenge for the Temple Guard. Very happy with him, really. I mean, I do take 2 wins back from the remaining Chosen Knight.
Yeah.
And you go and roll a double 1.
I go and roll a double 1. it was insane. Like I wasn't expecting you to do 7 wounds.
Something like that. Yeah.
And that was like whoa. And then to roll that, both things to me were silly. But yeah.
Yeah. Temple Guard go down. Of course they do. I do manage to. Oh, actually, hang on. There's still a Temple Guard left. Why is there still a Temple Guard
that's
left?
in the challenge. So this is what
we
did want to ask, and we weren't sure, but it didn't matter really in this game. But we wanted to ask you, humble folk. So if my warrior unit, because there's only one, so you've got your champion and your standard left of the Temple Guard. My warrior unit go all against the Temple Guard. Let's say I do 3 wounds. Obviously the standard goes down. Do I kill the champion? Because he's in a challenge. So is he protected from the overkill wounds or not? Something I'm not very good at.
I thought the champion was fine because he was in a duel. So
that's what we did.
Carry the wound from the unit into the duel.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And the champion was basically just sat there having killed the sorcerer.
But my lord killed Jaquatl, which ended up being pretty decisive in the combat. But it's just for future and stuff as well.
And you do kill him on chase him down, the champion. So,
and I run enough to go into your other unit as well. So it's a bit of a But yeah.
I think your chosen chariot's taken another wound from something. Was it a DT?
I think it was
maybe?
DT over the what's it called, fence wall.
Yeah. And of course you're chasing into the Saurian warriors, so their lives are now spent. Chosen want a piece of the action.
Yeah,
they're not done yet.
Well, they're there. Why not?
Yeah. And yes, this is the chariot moving into the Torosaur, of course.
Yeah.
Those are my units that are left. Can't really move them out of there, so gonna be bad. You stuck a Wrath of God on the stage just because.
Run, rabbit, run.
Yeah, pretty much. That is pretty much what it is. This unit eventually decides to fail a not steadfast test.
Yeah, I think you do a decent amount of wounds actually this time. I think you did 2 wounds this time, so which is just silly, really. But
yeah, the 4 that were left do 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Whereas the 12 that were left in the first combat did nothing.
But so I'm sat there with 1 wound. Kill these lot off. Turn to face. But
yeah, I plan on running away. You kill this guy with impact hits, I think.
Yeah, chosen and impact hits. So it's surprising you're still there, to be honest, because you definitely should have been chasing my chosen knights down. So that's a huge swing in my favour, really.
Yeah, Actually, I think when we had up the points, we gave me points for the chosen knights, and looking at that, you've still got half points.
Sure.
Or have you got full points on them?
No.
It's a
half,
champion.
Half.
You don't have a champion in them, do you?
No, so. No champion.
True. Yes, it would have been half points. But oh well. This is the last picture because I did not engage for the rest of the battle.
Yeah.
I basically said Salamander and Stygosaur are going to run away as fast as their little legs can carry them away from a rapid. I don't think we even rolled the range of Rapid God because I had movement 14 inches, didn't I?
No.
On the Styg. So cool, but good game.
Yep.
The points when we added it up were 19-1. It may have actually been 20 because we gave.
I don't think it would matter. You have to be quite big for.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. But no, well played. I made a silly error with the Rapidons, and I didn't much improve tactically as the battle went on. But I think Warriors are just a tough nut.
It's so hard.
And
it is. Like, I've been playing it a while. Like, it's decent. It's got enough of a list. If we can get into combat, then it's a decent enough of a list. I'm still not sure about the Warriors and Chosen Lord. It is all down to the Chosen Lord. So if he fluffs, they have a bit of a mare. And combat, I'm still getting done by combat res here, there, and every now and then. So need to shape up on that. But it's a decent list, to be fair, and alchemy goes really well with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, because you've only got an adept in alchemy, haven't you?
An adept and then an adept with the herald.
Yeah.
So
2 adepts. There's not even a master in there. Yeah. I mean, obviously, with me playing aggressive Temple Guard to get into combat, that kind of plays into Warriors' hands a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. My chosen were in before I moved them.
Yeah, I mean, having now played Tony's Warriors and your Warriors with my Saurian list going into tech, where I expect Warriors will be fairly popular, like they always are.
They are, yeah.
I've learned the hard way in both those battles. Against Tony, I stood off a little bit and got picked apart. Against you, I ran at you and died. So I'm going to have to see if I come up against Warriors in tech and how I deal with it then. But
they're definitely a tough matchup for you.
I think so. I mean, in both games, I made mistakes, though. Tony, I made a few. This one, the Ramphadons wasn't great, but it didn't affect things long term. So there is an element of me playing better in both situations.
Sure.
But yeah, I do think it's a tough one for Saurians to crack there. Because Temple Guard just won't attack first against Warriors. And that is my claim for their biggest weakness.
So in our little round robin, everyone won one.
Exactly. So 1-1-1.
Yeah.
Kingsguard lose to Temple Guard. Temple Guard lose to Warriors. And Chosen lose to Kingsguard. So I'm not sure how not quite right.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. All right, so do keep the comments coming. Let me know what you think. Please tell me how my Saurian list can beat Warriors.
Absolutely.
That would be handy.
Yeah.
Because obviously people going into tech that play me may see my Saurian list and be able to pick it apart even more, though, because I'm putting my heart on my sleeve with the list. Not that they need that to beat me. But give me some comments. Let me know what you think I should do. And looking forward to tech for Saurians in a few weeks.
Yeah, hit us up on, as always, on Facebook and Twitter and the forum and all that jazz. Instagram with Gobbo as well. Hope you're liking all his stuff. He's pumping out quite a lot of stuff. Do check out the War of Art as well, which is quite in advance, but it's to do with modelling. If anybody's attending the Bristol tournament, the Ninjas tournament down there, Art of War. There's also a side.
What you did there.
Right.
Hey. Very clever.
There's also a side of, I guess not a side event, but a side piece, really focusing heavily on the painting and units and things like that. So check that out as a video on our channel as well. And do say we're saying it a bit more now. We're coming close to 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Do keep liking the videos. It really helps. Share where you can.
Click.
But otherwise,
I think they should like it right now. They should like it right.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, we'll wait. It's fine. Don't mind waiting.
It doesn't take that long, so we can talk now because they've done it.
They've done it. Thank you very much. Exactly. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And all your support. Otherwise, guys, the comments are awesome, as we've always said. So, a few more maybe 1 or 2 more prep battles, not with warriors.
Your Twitter poll it's gone now, isn't it? It's too late.
It is. I've already decided. I won't spoil the who won, but I will tell you that the next practice battle is with vampires. So let's see. But yeah. So we always run polls and things and put out stuff on Twitter as well if you want to keep engaged outside of the videos as well.
Please do. And don't forget that the Warhol free trial is going on about. If you want to test that out, and we are available to play battles against if you fancy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hit us up if you fancy a game of Warhol. We would very much enjoy doing that. If you fancy using part of your free trial on us. Cool, excellent. So we'll see you for the next one, which I think is going to be your Vampires practice battle, but we're not entirely certain.
Yes,
of that.
We'll see.
So we'll see what comes up next. So we'll see you soon, guys.
See you later.